Hope you have a pleasant stay on Citadel Station.
Welcome, retro aficionado ladles and joystick jelly spoons, to Kohigh Mathy's YouTube channel. Today we're having a gander into the labyrinth of corridors of Citadel Station to compare the legendary 1994 System Shock with its sleek modern 2023 remake. I'm Kohigh Mathy, your nostalgic navigator. Join me and Pat, the dry-witted esports veteran, and Keith, our charming T-boy. Another trip down memory lane. At least this time I won't have to deal with any real mutants, just our Keith.
That's right, lads, I'm here to offer moral support and maybe make a decent cup of tea. Who knew that video games could be so complicated?
The original System Shock from 1994 was a pioneer in so many ways. It introduced true 3D environments, complex puzzles and a gripping narrative. Pat, what do you remember about it?
I remember good old days when graphics were blocky and controls were clunky and you needed a PC with the processing power of a small country to run anything. System Shock 2 were a gem. It turned your brain into a pretzel with its puzzles and it made you fall in love with Shodan, the most charming psychotic AI.
Shodan? Well, sounds like the name of my neighbour's old cat. Very temperamental, that one.
Great.
Shodan was of course an AI with delusions of godhood. The story was about a hacker who wakes up from a coma to find the space station they reside on overrun by Shodan's twisted creations. It's a bit like Doom with a PhD. I particularly remember groundbreaking freedom of movement. You could crouch, you could lean, you could jump and you could even lie down. It were revolutionary, I tell thee. Of course getting controls to actually work felt like juggling flaming torches whilst riding a unicycle.
Ah, say, sounds like trying to get to the bar at the Dog and Duck on a Friday night, except probably more mutants.
Shodan must have altered the healing machine. I installed an alpha quadrant.
The real challenge was the hardware. The game demanded a high-end PC. If your system wasn't up to scratch, you'd be playing in slow motion.
Oh, good old jerker vision. Oh, nothing like watching your character moving like they're wading through treacle, animated by the work experienced lad from Arden Animation.
No cheese, Gromit.
All while being shot by a cyborg.
Back in my day, we were happy if the telly worked. Now you need a supercomputer to play a game. How times have changed. I'm old, that's what I'm trying to say.
So now let's fast forward to 2023 with Night Dive Studio bringing System Shock into the modern age with their remake. They kept the essence of the original but added all the modern conveniences we've come to expect.
Well, it's like comparing a good pint of best to this modern brewing nonsense. The remake has updated graphics, improved controls and enemies with actual intelligence. It's everything the original aspired to be but couldn't because of the technological limitations at day.
Shodan is back in all her megalomaniacal glory, and cyberspace is still there, though it's a bit more palatable now. You can adjust the difficulty settings for different parts of the game, including the combat and the cyberspace sections.
The combat is a big improvement. Enemies actually know how to dodge, take cover and attack in groups. It's no longer about just running around with a laser rapier, although that is still fun.
I don't know about you chaps, I've always preferred a good old-fashioned teapot, less chance of it turning into a homicidal maniac.
The remake has also added customizable interface colours, new music and sound effects that enhance the cyberpunk atmosphere. It's a real nostalgia trip with a modern flair.
And the best part is you don't need a NASA supercomputer to run it. It's optimised for today's systems, so you won't be stuck in the old Jerko vision. It's also just arrived on the old PlayStation 5, so that's nice.
I still can't believe there's 5 of the bloody things. Anyway, it sounds like they've done a bang up job with the 2023 System Shock remake, but is it better than the original?
The original System Shock was groundbreaking for its time. It's a true classic that changed the landscape of gaming, but the 2023 remake brings that classic into the present day, making it accessible and enjoyable for a new generation.
Now, if you're a purist who loves a challenge and don't mind a bit of retro hardship, go for the original, but if you prefer smoother graphics and modern conveniences, the remake is probably your best bet.
I mean, either way you're in for a treat. Just don't ask me to figure out those controls, I'll stick to making the tea.
Turn around! Now!
Personally, I think this is one of the few remakes I actually prefer over its original incarnation. Now, I have nothing against the original, but it's surprising how an autosave feature can really turn a guy's head. Thanks for joining us on this trip through gaming history. Whether you're reliving old memories or discovering System Shock for the first time, there's never been a better time to dive in. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel for more nostalgic adventures. And as always, keep those controllers charged and your tea hot. Ah, cheers for that. Now, who's up for a game at Pong?
Only if you promise not to cheat this time, pet.
Cheerio. See you soon.